I'm TarotOracle, and this is a continuation of readings from last night. I apologize for leaving spontaneously, but I had a family member that had a medical emergency, and I had to go deal with that. So it just happened to occur when the stream was in the middle. So, you got to do what you got to do. So everything is okay now. Now let's continue the readings because I do owe a lot of people some readings. We're going to start with Old Man Tarot. Wants a financial reading for 2022. If I'm going to do finance reading, we are going to use the Art Nouveau Tarot because that is the place that you need to be in life. It's a little Art Nouveau golden, no less, with all of the golden features and all the golden little things about it. It makes the money happen. It makes the money flow. And if we're going to get some finances, we want some good news because the more flowing money, the more finances that we can have, the better off we are going to be. Old Man Tarot, thanks for your donation. I appreciate you. Let's see what you got going on with that. Ooh. Interesting indeed. It looks like not like a ton of financial switches, a ton of financial changes. You do have an Ace of Wands reversed. It does say there's not a lot of new actions that I can take to get money. There's a lot of new things that present themselves that I could get money. So you kind of got to use what you have already. So whatever is on the queue, whatever is sitting there waiting for you, you're going to be able to use that to get your finances for 2022. Now, I do think finances are looking a little bit better on the outflow. In other words, the bills, right? Things going out, the bills. I think you're able to either consolidate or get some of those paid off or get some basic assistance, it feels like, in some of the things that are going outward and makes you have more money basically in the meantime. I think that's looking pretty good as well. Ace of Wands reversed. Again, since there's not a lot of things that I can do, not a lot of things that I can sort of stretch out and find and get to get that done. Now, I do like more wands in here. It does say things are going to turn around, meaning let's not write off 2022 completely. We do have a little bit of an improvement in 2022 after some time. It just feels like the beginning of it is sort of dragging. Not a lot we can do as far as that is concerned. Now, you got to be careful. You're going to be scammed in 2022. I think you have two big scams coming. One is in like early February and one is in like August, where you're going to be trying to get somebody scamming at you, trying to make it get your money, take your money. You want to be aware of that and definitely be cautious of that. The devil says, watch out for where the money's going, where the money is focused, because I think there are some things happening towards that you don't really want to deal with, and they're not definitely going to be advantageous for you. Now, the next reading we got, it takes a little longer to pull these up. It takes a little longer to pull these up. RR wants to know about the, let's see. It's very difficult to pull these up, in fact. For some reason, let me do a select all paste. There we go. Aries, guy, what are their future actions? What are their future feelings? It may not work out right now. May have some challenges right now, but what is coming in the future? Let's use my standard. No, that's not the thumbs up. Let's use my Let's use my standard deck that I like. It's called the Waterfall Tarot. You may have heard of it. You might have heard of it. It is popular. I'm just saying. It is link in the description. I'm just saying if you want to pick yours up and get that going on. Eight of Cups, it seems like the Aries guy. If that doesn't work out, you have another guy coming. I'm not saying they're another Aries. Absolutely not. We have a lot of Cups here. You're looking at a water sign. I think you have another option if you want to go forth and do that. Definitely the Eight of Cups is how much are you willing to put up with the Aries guy? How much are you willing to sort of sign up with the Aries guy? It may be something the Aries guy is on the outs, or maybe something the Aries guy couldn't be your best match, couldn't be your best selection for person of the year. Six of Cups says you have other opportunities if you're interested in chasing that. Basically, the future actions and feelings. We have sort of a mutual connection, sort of a light connection, nothing serious, nothing heavy, right? As far as that goes, we have an abandonment of emotions to where it looks like things maybe not be in the ideal situation, things maybe not be in the beautiful situation where we absolutely love and adore everything that's going on with this relationship. Maybe it's time to move on. Maybe it's time to get some action. We do maintain contact. We do have some feelings with that, but it looks like we may be on the outs a little bit with getting the Aries guy back in there. Maybe somebody else is a better option. I mean, I'm thinking a water sign. If you're interested in water sign, if you like the, If you like the liquidy relationships, and that is going to be a thing. Tori G, maybe you like the liquidy relationships. I don't know. Soul cards from the Revival Art Tarot. Revival Art Tarot. Now that's a rarity. Somebody actually wants that lately. There are two versions. I'm gonna say most people like the first version a little bit better than the second version. We're gonna go. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is the Revival Art Tarot. It's gorgeous. If you don't have this, get the version 1. Let me save you a lot of money and time. Get the version 1. The version 2 is a little bit brighter, a little bit whiter, and a lot of people don't like the version 2 as much. I mean, Christina is the same way. Doesn't like the Revival Art Tarot Part 2. I went ahead and bought it because I'm here to sacrifice myself for you. I'm here to get the decks that look great online and be like, okay, here it is. And then you'd be like, oh, I don't really want that one. That one doesn't look like something I want in my life. And that's just saved you $50-$60. I mean, come on, give it up. Anyway, soul cards from the Revival Art Tarot. Soul card number 1 is the Star. How beautiful. We got the Knight of Cups. How beautiful. And the Seven of Swords. Beautiful indeed. Soul cards. You're looking at a lot of good things here. Tori G, the Star says you are guided. You are guided. You are pulled in a particular direction. You are guided to some particular thing. I think a lot of your life is that way, especially lately, to where if you need something, you sort of guide it into that direction. Now, I'm not saying that everything is just all roses and puppies and smiles and sunshine. It does say, though, that you are guided in a particular direction when you need to be. When you absolutely need something, you kind of get, a hint that you want to head that direction. The Star says you are a guided individual. We have some powers that are sort of helping you, that are assisting you. Good news overall. Knight of Cups says pursue your passion. You really need to pursue your passion. If that's in the spare time, if that's in a couple of minutes a day, whatever you need, pursue your passion. Because I think you're not getting enough of that sometimes, right? You need more passion. You need more, sort of suck it up and run with it. And that's kind of the thing with the Knight of Cups. Let's get our passion. Let's get some things and head towards there. Because the Seven of Swords says a lot of things that you had given up before. Let's say you try to write a book before and you just sort of gave up. You're like, maybe this just isn't for me or something. If you try to write something, you try to pursue something, I think it's time to readdress that. Try to find that, get that mojo back, because I think that's a real feel here. It's getting your mojo back, getting your passions back, and readdressing stuff that may not have worked before. Because you don't need to write off everything in your life if it doesn't work out the first time. Sometimes you want to embrace it. Sometimes you want to get excited about it and try it out and give it a shot. And that is what your soul cards are saying. Tosh is back. Does A want a long-term commitment? If they don't, get the hell out of my... Tosh knows what they want. Tosh knows what they want. Tosh knows. If you ain't got a commitment in mind, get the hell out. I mean, just go ahead, just exit stage left. This Might Hurt Tarot, I think, is going to be the way into our hearts tonight. Today. Actually, this is like morning. No, let's do this. Let's do a little bit of this tarot here, otherwise known as a traditional manga tarot, depending on how you say it. Now, there are new manga tarots coming out, but they just don't look this good. This one has like a heavy-handedness to it almost. It's like a serious look to it. It has a deep, dark insinuation about it. I like it. It looks so good, too. It's not like just vomitous primary color manga. It is actually has some depth, and I love this deck. I just love this deck. Anyway, does A want a long-term commitment? If not, I'm out. You see the Three of Swords. I think it answers your question. I mean, at some point, this kind of answers your question with that. Knight of Pentacles says, okay, do they want it? Do they want it? Is this something they want? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles. I want the reward for my work. I want the reality. I want the big, beefy relationship, the stability, the pentacles overall in here. King of Wands says, I'm willing to work for it. I'm willing to work it out. So could this be a thumbs up? Maybe. Could this be love balloons? Maybe. But then you have the Three of Swords. Couple of things. Maybe it doesn't work out. No matter how King of Wands we put into it, no matter how possible, how much possibility we have, this Nine of Pentacles, the excitement, the exuberation behind it. Three of Swords just ultimately may just be a problem in implementation. Maybe a problem in implementation. So it's kind of between a thumbs up and a thumbs down. I mean, I'm just saying, if they want a long-term commitment, it does look like they need something, but that Three of Swords is how much effort are you working? I mean, how much effort are you willing to work towards that? How much effort are you willing to put towards that, right? It just looks challenging. A Three of Swords just looks like a bad card, especially at the end of a read like that, right? At the end of the read like that. Picasso, speaking of reads, wants to read about Frank. Frank is a co-worker. Maybe he's kind of cute. Picasso, I mean, chime in. Maybe he's kind of cute. I'm just saying, Frank, will you be frank with me? I mean, maybe that's a thing. I don't know. We go to the tower. We can find out if that's a thing or not. We can use, in fact, we can use a lovey-dovey tarot deck. It's not against the law yet. It is not against the law to use a lovey-dovey tarot deck for this stuff, especially for Frank, because Frank sounds cute. I'm just saying. You know, Frank kind of sounds like a construction worker. No offense to Frank. But I'm just saying, maybe he's hot. Maybe he's cute. Maybe he reads tarot on the internet. I don't know. I don't know Frank, you know. Me and Frank, we don't know each other. But is Frank a coworker? Do they like me? What do they think of me? Are they willing? Are they willing to be my best buddy? I don't know if you want to be a best buddy or if you want to be a best buddy on the horizontal plane. I don't know. Let's find out what's going on with this. Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, High Priestess, and Justice. Frank has a complex personality, first off. I mean, anytime you're going to get the High Priestess and Justice, you're looking at a bit of a complex personality with that. Is that going to be okay? Is that going to be all right? I think so. I think Frank's all right. I think Frank has a more complex system going on over there. Eight of Cups is almost like he just got out of something, or he just evacuated something, or he's not in that mode where he's just sort of, you know, just super committed to a lot of things. The fact that the Eight of Cups, the abandonment sort of starts this out means Frank has had his share of troubles as it comes in there. Eight of Pentacles, because he kind of just want to stick to his work, right? Eight of Pentacles, that's a boring work card. I know it's sort of a lover feel in here, but I mean, you know, if you want to go there, love at work, that could be a possibility, or connection at work, that could be a possibility indeed. I think that is on their mind. That is something that they would sign up for, you know, but you got to be careful. You do got to be careful about what is the axis, what's going on back there. Because again, the High Priestess, Frank has a lot of depth, a lot of layers to him, like one of those layered cakes, right? Good layered cake, it has like 20 layers. High Priestess says that may be a problem that you're going to run into with Frank individually. You have a lot of demons, you have a lot of things going on in the background that you're going to have to work out, you're going to have to wait for, you have to sort of figure out at the end of the day. Justice, it says be careful with this. Make sure it lines up. Make sure the work is done. Make sure that things are okay. If it is a coworker and we're just looking to get some projects done, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. If you're looking for love, you could be in for a little bit of a surprise, especially with that Eight of Cups over there, that High Priestess and Justice. Overall, if you want work, just a work team to be a good teammate, Eight of Pentacles says this is a fantastic teammate in there. You don't have to delve into their deeper realm over here with the High Priestess. It's just not something that you need to do, which is great indeed. I mean, but if you do want a complex relationship, if you do want something deeper, be prepared to sort of dig through the mud, because there's a lot of stuff going on in there. Anyway, speaking of a lot of stuff going on, Erica's coming in with the $4.99. Erica, thank you for your donation. I appreciate that. Again, sorry to miss the stream last night. I greatly apologize. Anyway, let's see what's going on with Erica. What's coming to me in the month of November? I mean, November is just kind of warming up, my friends. November is just warming up. We have a lot of potential. We have a lot of good stuff coming over here. I kind of like, to be honest with y'all, kind of like this deck here. I mean, okay, I'm in love with it. It's the Forest Creatures version 2. I'm not saying anything bad about the version 1. I think the version 1 is amazing. It is absolutely gorgeous. But the version 2, has a special place in my heart. Now, I know Christine likes the version 1 a little bit better, and that's all good. We have our own individual taste. But the version 2, I think, really makes the grade. The version 2 of this Forest Creatures is one of those where I just absolutely love breaking it out and diving into it. Look at the beautiful cards. I mean, come on, give it up. Give it up for the beautiful cards. November looks interesting, to say the least. 10 of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, 9 of Coins. Let's throw in a couple of cards here for the minors, and let's throw in a couple of court cards. It just looks like November is kind of the same old, with a little twist, I would say. Eric, a little bit of a twist here. You got the Queen of Wands. This is the time, especially with the 10 of Cups, to really hammer down any relationships that are pending, any relationships that are hovering around. If you got something that's sort of on the mark, you got something that's kind of nice, it could be something that could be great, but something that just hasn't fully revitalized yet, something that needs a defibrillator on it, I'd go ahead and put a defibrillator on that in November. Queen of Wands into the 10 of Cups says you have a good, happy relationship waiting for you if you just sort of pursue it. If we just sort of pursue it and make the grade and try it out and get things done. I think those two say it is possible to do it, but we need to put effort towards any relationships that we start, any relationships that may begin or be in full progress in November, have a lot of potential, lots and lots of potential. King of Cups is be careful what you commit to emotionally too in November. I think you have a couple of things hovering around there that you just don't want to engage in right now, right? You do have a couple of things that are just waiting on you, a couple of things that are just sort of hanging out that are going to be there. King of Cups is be careful what I commit to, be careful what I'm sort of attached to in November, and because there's sort of a lot of things that could waste my time and sort of drag me emotionally, and you don't want to get drugged through the mud emotionally in November. January is a totally different story. 9 of Coins is the cool card, though. 9 of Coins is the great card, though. It says November is a lot better financially than we had expected. November has a lot of cool things going on in November that are just going to be happy for you. And I think finances, money in general is looking fairly decent in November, which is a nice change, Everybody enjoys that a little bit, right? Everybody likes a little bit of that action in November. All right. How does Dylan feel about me right now? Not a minute ago, but right now. How does Dylan feel about me right now? Let's find out. Ooh, it'd be good if I put the question on the screen. How does Dylan feel about me right now? HK wants to know. I mean, if I'm going to pull some Dylan cards, I'm going to go over to the Tarot Tower and grab the Wizard's Tarot. Now, if you don't have this one, what the hell are you doing with your life? I mean, if you don't have this one, it comes with a beautiful colored book. It comes with a big old box, and it is stunningly gorgeous. There's so many cool things. You're reading through the book, you're like, ooh, that's cool. You're reading through the book more, you're like, ooh, that's even more cool. Anyway, speaking of cool, how's Dylan feel about me right now? Ace of Wands, I like it. Knight of Swords, 9 of Swords. Interesting combination with the 9 and the Knight. It feels like that Dylan is pulled in two different directions. One is to hang out. One is to not engage. One is to maybe not be there, or maybe not go full steam with whatever is happening. The 9 of Swords, that Dylan has a lot of anxiety about what's happening, right? Dylan's like, pulling back a little bit anxious, a little bit of anxiety, the way it goes. 9 of Swords says, I got a little bit of that on the queue. Knight of Swords is the unpredictable card. They're willing to go forth. They're willing to go through. They're willing to get the action done, but they have no plan, right? So if it's unplanned, if it's spontaneous, Ace of Wands with this is huge. It's huge. That fiery aspect between those two going on. It's almost like a fireball just rolling through. Why shouldn't that turn off? More like a fireball just rolling through the system right now. Ace of Wands is they are going to start. They are going to initiate. They are going to get some action and definitely do some things coming up soon. So expect them to take some Ace of Wands action, some new activity, some new things, some new approach to what's going on. Knight of Swords, they don't care what the result is. They just want some action. They don't care if it's unpredictable. And that's a big change from that 9 of Swords where they have the anxiety. It feels like they're able to get through the anxiety. It feels like they're able to get that done and get on to the next big thing, right? Get on to the next big thing. All right, baby vibes. Is there a baby in the near future? Now, Nirvana Bliss. I don't know what your question is because you posted it in chat. And I will look for your question today and tonight at 6:15 Central. I will do your question, but I have no idea what it is because you didn't put it in the thingy. You probably put it in chat, but now I have to go through and find it. Anyway, you know, Nirvana Bliss had a medical emergency with a family member last night. Hey, right in the dead center of the freaking stream, too. What a weird timing, but things happen when they happen. So I had to go take care of that, Nirvana Bliss. So I will figure out what your question is. I will have it prepped and ready for you tonight. Prepped and ready for you tonight when I start at 6:15 Central. All right. Any baby, I mean, we need a cute little deck. Now, you know, speaking of babies, if the Fauna Bell Tarot was unboxed, which I'm about to unbox it after this, if the Fauna Tarot was unboxed, I would use that one every single time because that is so damn cute. But we're going to use this one. We're going to use this one, Marie. And there are a lot of good cards that will indicate if you're going to have a baby or not, in my opinion. And those are listed in my book, Tarot Guidance. I list all of the baby cards. In fact, I think I list them up front, don't I? They're next to the Empress, right? Maybe? Let me see if I can flip through my own book and find stuff. There you go. Break time pregnancy cards, right? Pregnancy section. All of the cards, I list why they're there, what to look for. If you're looking to read tarot, Tarot Guidance is going to be your best friend in the world. Best friend in the world. All right, let's see if we get any of those cards. 5 of Cups looks like a bit of a disappointment coming into that. 5 of Pentacles, kind of the same way. 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups. As far as medical astrology is one of the biggest baby makers there are, along with the Hanged Monster. Hanged Monster is kind of a weird combo, but sure. I'm going to say yeah. But there is some hopelessness. There is some disappointment. There are some false positives almost that we have in here, right? Maybe we have some problems getting the baby out. Maybe we have some problems getting the baby sort of functional and baby going to 100%. But I think, yes, based upon the 2 of Cups, one of the biggest, as far as medical astrology, one of the biggest baby making cards in the world. 2 of Cups is a fantastic card for that. But there is some disappointment before we get that done. So don't look for good news immediately. Look for maybe some challenges, maybe some hills to climb, maybe some mountains to climb even in order to get this done. But overall, it's okay. 2 of Cups says we have a baby in the future and things are looking fantastic. And things are absolutely looking fantastic for that. And that is it for me. Should I put the ending soon? Should I put the, you can hear my congestion. That's great. Wrapping up the readings, ending soon. Okay. Again, I had a medical emergency in the middle of the stream last night. I apologize for everybody's readings getting postponed until just now. Hopefully it won't happen again. Everything's taken care of. Everything's fine. Don't worry. Everything's fine. Don't worry. But again, I apologize, and we'll get to Nirvana Bliss tonight. Everybody else, we just knocked the readings out. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate that. We'll see you in the next live.